Just wanted to go over the interior of my Bristell and focus particularly on the panel. I'd recommend the premium seating. It came with standard seating installed from the Czech Republic, but the premium seating, the Bentley premium seating that I also ordered, was in the container when the airplane was shipped. Flew the airplane for a few days at the dealer before the premium seating was installed. The premium seating is much firmer and much more comfortable. It also looks great and coordinates well with the colors of the exterior of the airplane. Also, the panel material is an upgrade. It's carbon fiber, looks great, and looks much better than other panels I've seen. I'd like to describe the avionics from left to right as they appear on the panel. On the left is the Garmin G5 backup standby attitude and directional instrument. It of course would be used if the G3 Touch failed for some reason. A nice benefit of it also is that you can easily and quickly change the barometer reading by just twisting the knob to the lower right. This is particularly handy when you're doing flight following and you're being handed off to different controllers during your cross-country. When you check in with a new controller, they always give you the barometer reading in the geographical area that you're in. Next are the two G3 Touch 10.6-inch screens. Both screens can be configured any way you really like. I found it's best for me to fly with the left screen split with flight instruments to the left and the map mode to the right. When it's in the map mode, up is always the direction of flight. When approaching airports, the map mode produces a dotted line extending out from the airport and indicating and labeling the runways. That makes it super easy to maneuver for the downward leg of the correct runway. I know when I first began flying, that was occasionally a problem. Sometimes I think I'm directionally challenged, and this panel set up the way it is really helps me to keep oriented. I keep the entire right screen in the chart mode. North is up in this mode, so for the directionally challenged as I am, I can easily report to other pilots or air traffic control exactly where I'm at in relation to an airport or landmark, north, south, east, west. Below and in the middle of the displays is the Garmin GNX 375 standalone GPS navigator, transponder with ADS-B in and out. It's WAS certified for IFR and IMC and is coupled to the Autopilot. I'm not yet IFR rated, but I would like to be, and that's why I purchased this upgrade. I currently keep it in the traffic mode, but it can be kept in any mode you like. Finally, and below the GNX 375 is the GMC 507 Autopilot with dedicated controls, and that's nice because you don't have to use the touch screen on the G3X to control the Autopilot. Typically, I fly to a level and turn on the Autopilot. I hand fly to the altitude I want to be at. I want to start to learn how to do ascents and descents with it. I generally keep it in the nav mode when I'm running a flight plan, but when I'm approaching an airport or in contact with approach or tower in controlled airspace, I switch to the heading mode. With increased workload in those situations, it's nice to have the Autopilot do some of the flying. Oftentimes the controller wants you to change course and sequence you for landing. Another nice feature of the Autopilot is the level button. If I'm hand flying and for whatever reason I need to attend to something, Or God forbid I find myself in IMC, I can just hit the level button on the Autopilot and it automatically levels the wings, and I can attend to what I need to attend to. The Garmin G3X can be set up in multiple ways. I like to have terrain, weather, and traffic available on both screens. I keep my databases updated and subscribe to Sirius SM Weather. When I fly, I also like to keep a Kneepad on my right leg and the iPad tablet near me and available. I generally have a pad of paper on my Kneepad and use it to write down barometer readings, transponder codes, and frequencies when I'm flying cross country. I have ForeFlight on the iPad and find it convenient in knowing the weather situation, pattern altitude, and other information in the event I need to divert because of bad weather. In the event of an emergency, or if time was an issue, I could just push the nearest button on the Garmin G3X and find a place to land. Last month I flew to Brownsville, Texas. It's an 8-hour flight. On the way back I was diverted twice to wait for weather to clear. Given my age, some 70 and other factors, I see the Bristell as a 4-hour airplane. I have the larger fuel tanks that hold 40 gallons of MoGas or 100 low lead rather than the standard 30-gallon tanks. After 4 hours, I'm pretty tired, so typically I plan to find a place to stop that's interesting en route to where I'm going. The plane flies really easily, as easy as a Cessna 172, but it has more the feel of a sports car rather than a truck-like feel like the 172 or 182. I like the Rotax 140 horsepower engine, particularly if you live in the mountains. Also, because of the glass canopy, it can get a little warm in here. So it's nice to get to altitude where the air is cool, particularly in the summer. Leave the canopy open slightly during run-up and close it just before I depart an airport. The plane climbs really, really well, 1,700 feet per minute. That's what the specs say, and I think it's true. And that's a lot better climb rate than any general aviation single-engine airplane that I know of. I try to get up to 7,500 feet at least and find cool air as quickly as I can. And that's about it. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer them.